Hello guys, today we discuss mostly asked interview question for MNC companies like TCS, Wipro, Infosys, etc. So let's get started. First question is what is the difference between array list and linked list? So answer will be like the difference between array list and linked list is array list use the internal data structure as dynamic array to store the element, while in case of linked list use doubly linked list to store the elements. Secondly, the manipulation of the array list is slow because it internally uses the array, but the searching is very fast. In case of array list, the manipulation is fast but searching is very slow because it does not allow random access. The third point is array list can act as a list because it implements only list interface, but in case of linked list cannot act only list because linked list implements list as well as DQ interface. Next point is array list is better for storing and accessing data and linked list is better for manipulation data. So next question is what is lazy initialization in Hibernate, or interviewer can ask what is lazy loading and eager loading. When working with ORM, data fetching or loading can be two types. First one is eager loading and second one is lazy loading. What is eager loading? Eager loading is a design pattern in which data initialization occurs on the spot. What is lazy loading? Lazy loading is a design pattern that we use to defer initialization of an object as long as possible. Like in eager loading strategy, suppose we have two class employee and it contain a mapping class like address. Like it has one to many mapping, many to one mapping. So if we load the employee data, it will also load all address data and store it in a memory. But when we enable lazy loading, if we load employee data, it will not load address data until we make an explicit call to it. For lazy loading, we use a proxy object and fire a separate SQL query to load the address data. There are important points to understand. By default, one to many and many to association are defaulted to lazy loading, and one to one and many to one are defaulted to eager loading. So next question is difference between first level and second level cache in Hibernate. So answer will be first level cache is by default enabled in Hibernate, when second level cache you have to enable in your application. Second point is first level cache cannot be disabled but second level cache can be disabled. Third point is first level cache is associated with session while second level cache is associated with session factory. So when session gets closed, your object is lost, that is in first level cache, but that is not in case of second level cache. Fourth point is data is first level cache is accessible only to session, while that data is stored in second level cache is accessible to whole program. Next question is difference between hash map and hash table. So answer of this question will be like, first point is hash table is synchronized and hence it is thread safe, but hash map is not synchronized so it is not thread safe. Second point is hash map is faster than hash table. Third point is in hash map allow only one null key and multiple null value, but in case of hash table does not allow any null key and null value. Fourth point is hash map used for iterate only iterator, but in case of hash table can be iterated by enumerator and iterator both. Next question is how Java garbage collector work. So answer will be like, there is a concept used in Java garbage collection to manage automatic memory management. Garbage collector works on mark and sweep principle, that is in first stage garbage collector marks all the objects that are unused and in second stage make those objects sweepable. Basically firstly we have to know that all object is created in heap memory. Heap is divided into two parts like young space and old space. Garbage collector looks for objects which are no longer needed by the program and destroy them. All the newly allocated objects are created in young space. Once the young space is full, then garbage collector is called, that memory can be released. If the object has like for long in young space, then they will move to the old space. Once the old space is full, garbage collector is called to release the space in heap. So next question is, what is serialization? Why do we need it? So answer will be like, serialization in Java is used to write the state of data into byte stream. Now that byte stream is capable to save in text file or something. This make platform independent, means to persist objects state into file is known as serialization. That byte stream is platform independent. When we want to take our data to one place to another place over the network, there serialization used. We can make objects as byte stream and can pass them over the network. Because stream create is platform independent, when we deserialize it, object will create from this byte stream. Next question is, what is dependency injection or inversion of control? Dependency injection is the important concept of Spring framework. Inversion of control means control of the creating object taken from user and give to Spring container. Inversion of control is achieved through dependency injection. Dependency injection is a design pattern which implement IOC principle. Let's say class A is depend on class B. So rather than creating object of class B within class A, we can inject the dependency through constructor injection or setter injection. So we can achieve dependency injection by two ways, constructor injection or second one is setter injection. So there might be a question, when we use constructor injection or setter injection. So constructor injection should be used for mandatory dependency and setter injection be used for optional dependency. Next question is, what is functional interface? So answer will be like, functional interface is a concept that is introduced in Java 8. So before Java 8 there are no restriction. There can be any number of abstract method in interface. Even before Java 8 interface cannot contain static and default methods. But in Java 8 functional interface introduced, in which there can be only one abstract method and any number of default and static method. Basically, functional interface is used to implement lambda expression. Without functional interface, we can't write lambda expression. That is important Java 8 concept. There are some predefined functional interface in Java like comparable, comparator, runnable and callable. So next question is, what is weak hash map? So answer will be like, in hash map we have a key and value pair. Even the object specified as key in hash map and it does not have any reference, then it is not eligible for garbage collection. Like we put in a hash map employee object and it has no reference, then this employee object is not eligible for garbage collection. In case of weak hash map, if object is specified as key and key does not contain any reference, then it is eligible for garbage collection. Their interviewer can be asked what is the difference between weak hash map and hash map. So answer will be like, weak hash map does not implement clonable interface. So there is no clone method in this weak hash map class. It only implements map interface. When hash map implements clonable interface, and hash map implements clonable interface as well as map interface. So hash map has clone method. Next and last question. This is the important question. If synchronized map is there, why concurrent hash map was introduced? It is a tricky question that sometime interviewer asks. So what will be the answer? So answer will be like, after Java 1.5 even synchronized map is there, then concurrent hash map introduced because of performance issue with synchronized map. Hash map is not synchronized, so that it is not thread safe. To make it thread safe, synchronized hash map come. So in case of synchronized hash map, used to read and write operation on that map, it used to put lock on every bucket. So other threads has to wait to complete operation. So other thread cannot perform read or write any operation at that time. So this reduce performance. Then to resolve this, concurrent hash map come to picture, which work like if you are reading, then any number of threads can read at time, then only that particular bucket is locked, other bucket is open to read by other threads. You can't read that particular bucket only until that operation is not completed, so it increases performance.